Hello everyone, I am Ritika Zuzgar, Assistant Professor IT Department. So in this video we discuss about linear programming problem by using two-phase simplex method. So in this video we discuss example based on two-phase method. So there is one example of a linear programming problem. So we have to solve this problem by using two-phase method. So here we have one objective function. So this objective function is in the form of a minimize is equal to x1 plus x2. So we have some subjected constraints are 2x1 plus x2 is greater than equal to 4, x1 plus 7x2 is greater than equal to 7, and two non-negative constraints are x1 is greater than equal to 0 and also x2 is also greater than equal to 0. So why we use two-phase method here? So in this equation, the LHS side is greater than equal to RHS side. So here we are using artificial variables. So in the previous video, we discussed the simplex method. So in this simplex method, if we are having the less than equal to type equation, so in that case we are use slack variables. And this type of equations we can solve by using the simplex method. But in this example, we have the LHS is greater than equal to 4. For the greater than equal to type equations, we are using surplus variables and artificial variables, and this type of equation we can solve by using the two-phase method. So in the two-phase method there are two phases are used. In the first phase we have to remove all artificial variables used in these equations, and in the second phase we have to find out the optimal solution for that particular problem. So in the two-phase method, first we have to convert this minimize objective function into the maximize form. So let us see here. So if the objective function is in the minimization form, then convert it into the maximization form. So here we have one example. So how to convert the minimize objective form into the maximize form? So this is a formula. So if we are using the negative sign for this equation, so this minimize is converted into the maximize form. So there is a solution. So min z. So here we have the minimize z function is equal to max z is equal to minus x1 minus x2. All the all the x1 becomes minus x1 and plus x2 becomes minus x2, so that we have objective function becomes maximum z is equal to minus x1 minus x2, and the remaining subjectant constraints becomes 2x1 plus x2 minus s1. So here we are, for the equality purpose we have to make this LHS side is equal to the RHS side. So if here the LHS is greater than equal to RHS side, so for the equality purpose we are using here surplus variable. So if we are removing the LHS by minus S1, so the LHS and RHS becomes equal. So in the first equation we are using the surplus variable is a minus S1, so the equation become 2x1 plus x2 minus S1 is equal to 4, and the second equation is x1 plus 7x2. So here I am using the surplus variable is a s2 minus s2 equal to 7. So here we are using the surplus variable for the equality for both RHS side and LHS side. So after adding the surplus variable, we have to add artificial variables. So after adding the artificial variables, the equation becomes 2x1 plus x2 minus s1 plus artificial variable is the a1 equal to 4. And for the second equation also, I am adding here a2 as a artificial variable. So why we use artificial variables here? So if we are considering this equation, so here we get the surplus variable is in the form of a negative sign. Okay, but we require the equation is in the form of an identity matrix, so that the equation becomes 1 a1 and 1 a2, not minus 1, not the surplus variables is in the form of a here in the negative sign, but we are required all the variables is in the form of a positive sign. So here I am adding artificial variables plus a1 and plus a2. Then after adding the artificial variable, the next step is what? So start the phase 1. So in the two phase method, there are two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. So in the phase 1, we are removing all the artificial variables used in the equation. So in the phase 1, create a simplex table and label the active or basic variables. So here I have created one table with some active and basic variables and assign a cost -1 to each artificial variables and a cost Cj0 to all the other variables in the objective function. So here I have created one table with basic variables and active variables. So here the basic variables are CB, XB, X1, X2. So these are the decision variables. S1, S2 are the surplus variables and A1, A2 are the artificial variables. And I am considering here the cost for artificial variable is a -1. So here Cj is our cost. Remaining variables here I am considering 0 and the artificial variables is a -1 -1. So the next part is the next is a in the first row we have to add all these cost values 2, 1, -1, 1 and 4. So here 2, 1, -1 and xb is a RHS side. So here I am writing 4 here. Similarly for the second equation also 1, 7, -1, 1, 7. So all the RHS side consider is in the form of a xb 4 and 7, 1, 7. So S1 is a 0 for this equation, -1, A1 is 0 for this equation and A2 is 1 for the second equation. So here we get the identity matrix for the artificial variables. If you are not considering the artificial variables, only consider the surplus variable. So we get the identity matrix is in the form of a negative sign, -1, 0, 0, -1. But we have to require here the identity matrix 1, 0, 0 form, so that for that purpose, we are adding here the artificial variables a1 and a2. So this is a simplex table. So the next part is we have to find out the Zj and Zj minus Cj. How to find out? So here find out the Zj. So how to find out the Zj value? So x1 first row. So consider this x1 row into CB first row. So first row is this 2 and CB first row is a -1. So multiply these two values, so we get a -2 plus x1 second row, x1 second row. So we get here 1 into CB second row. CB second row is what? -1. So here 2 into -1 -2 plus 1 into -1 that is -1. So Zj for this first x1 column is a -3. See here. 2 into -1 plus 1 into -1 is equal to -2 -1 equal to -3. Similarly for this x2 also 1 into -1 plus 7 into -1. So we get -1 -7 -8 here. For the S1 column -1 into -1 that is +1 plus 0 into -1 that is 0. So we get only 1 here. Similarly for S2 0 into -1 plus -1 into -1. So we get 1 here. For the A1 1 into -1 -1 plus 0 into -1 -1. And for the A2 also 0 into -1 plus 1 into -1. So we get here -1. So by using this formula, we get the Zj values. So after finding the Zj, find out the Zj minus Cj. So Zj is what? -3, -8, 1, 1, -1 and -1. minus Cj. Cj is what? 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 1, minus 1. So minus 3, minus 0. So it is minus 3, minus 8 into minus 0, minus 8, 1, minus 0, 1, 1, minus 0, again 1, minus 1, minus, minus 1. So minus minus become plus. So minus 1 plus 1 becomes 0. Minus 1 into, sorry, minus 1 minus minus 1. So we get again here 0. So here we get the values of Zj minus Cj, minus 3, minus 8, 1, 1, 0 and 0. So after finding the Zj and Zj minus Cj, find out the column and row. So in the simplex method, we discuss this part, how to find out column and row. So first is find out the column values. So consider this Zj minus Cj. So in this row, what is the most negative element? So negative elements are minus 3 and minus 8. So between these two elements, so which is the most negative element? Minus 8. So most negative element is a minus 8. So consider this column as a pivot column. So here x2 is our pivot column. After finding the pivot column, find out the pivot row. So find out the minimum ratio for the pivot row. So minimum ratio for xb divided by x2. So xb for this 4 and 7 and x2, that is column value, pivot column value. So here we are dividing the xb divided by x2. So we get 4 divided by 1 is equal to 4. And for the second row also 7 divided by 7 we get a minus, sorry, 7 divided by 7 we get equal to 1. So from this two ratio, what is the minimum ratio? That is 1. So consider this A2 row as a pivot row. So because the 1 is a minimum ratio. So after finding the pivot column and pivot row, so we get lying element is 7. 7 is the lying element between pivot row and pivot column. So we have to remove this 7 by 1 and remaining column value is what? 1. So we have to convert this 7 by 1 and this 1 by 0 so that we get the identity matrix here. 1 लाइंग एलिमेंट के लिए हमें यहाँ पे 1 क्रिएट करना है और जो अदर कॉलम वैल्यूज है उसको 0 कन्वर्ट करना है. So consider this is our R1 old and R2 new, R2 old. So we have to make all these values in the form of 1 and 0. So here the pivot column contain x2 variables which is the incoming variable. So here the pivot column is what? X2 variable which is the incoming variable, and pivot row contain A2 variable which is outgoing variable. So 7 is the lying element between pivot column and pivot row. So 7 is called as a pivot element. So here x2 is the incoming variable and a2 is the outgoing variable. So we are removing here artificial variable a2. So and make this 7 by 1 and 1 by 0. So in the next table we are changing all the values of this x2 table. So while changing these values, so I am considering here R1 new and R2 new. So if we are dividing R2 old by 7, so in the previous table we have here 7. So if we are dividing this 7 by 7, so we get here 1 value. So the equation is R2 equal to R2 old by 7. So we are changing all these values for this row. So the values become 0, 1, 1 by 7, 1, 0, minus 1 by 7 and 0. And we are replacing this x2 or a2 by x2 because a2 is the outgoing variable and x2 is the incoming variable. So here I am considering x2. So this is the equation for R2. And also I have to change the value for this first row also. Okay, so here we have 1. So we are replacing 1 by 0. So the equation is R1 old. So R1 old is what? 1 minus R2 new, that is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So we are performing same operation for this row also. So we get the values are minus 1, 3, 13 by 7, 0, minus 1, 1 by 7 and 1. So after finding all these row values, find out again the most negative element from this Zj minus Cj. So here I have find out the Zj similar to the first table by using this equation, and then Zj minus Cj again. So by using this Zj minus Cj, find out the most negative element. So by using the minus 1 by 7 and minus 13 by 7, what is the most negative element? That is minus 13 by 7. So here the minus 13 by 7 is the most negative element. So here I am considering that this is our pivot column. And again find out the pivot row. So how to find out the pivot row? By using this minimum ratio. So here the ratio is xb divided by x2. So xb is what? 3 divided by x2, sorry, x1. So here, so xp divided by this pivot column, that is x1. So 3 divided by 13 by 7. So here we get the ratio is at 21 by 13. And for this second row also 1 divided by 1 by 7. So here we get the minimum ratio 7. So from this 21 by 13 and 7, what is the minimum ratio? That is 21 by 13. So consider this is a pivot row. So here we get A1 is the pivot row and X1 is our pivot column. So here the X1 is the incoming variable and A1 is the outgoing variable. So and here the 13 by 7 is the lying element between this row and column. So we have to convert this 13 by 7 by 0 by 1 or this 1 by 7 by 0, so that we get here the matrix 1 0, because in the previous x2 we get 0 1. So here we required 1 and 0, so that x1 and x2 becomes identity matrix. So pivot column contain x1 variable, which is the incoming variable, and pivot row contain a1 variable, which is the outgoing variable, and 13 by 7 is the lying element between pivot column and pivot row. So again we have to perform the operations by using this R1 new and R2 new. So if we are considering this 13 by 7 by 1, so we have to convert this R1 new divided by 7 by 13. So if we are dividing this equation by 7 by 13, so here we get the value is a 1. So check the next table. So here for the x1 we have to make 1. So I am considering R1 new 1, R2 new 1. So for this equation, for this row, we have our equation is R1 new is what? 13 by 7. If we are multiplying this value by 7 by 13, so we get here 1. And again, for this all the equations, so for this all the rows, so we get the values are 21 by 13, 1, 0, minus 7 by 13, 1 by 13. And for the second equation, R2 new 1 is R2 new 1, that is what? 1, minus R1 new 1, that is 1, into 1 by 7. So we get the here the value is 0, because in the previous table we have 1 by 7. So if we are removing 1 by 7 minus 1 by 7, so we get the value is 0 here, and we are changing all this uh, equation for this row. So the after performing this formula, so we get the values are 10 by 13, 0, 1, minus 1 by 13, minus 2 by 13. And here again I have So here again I have replaced this a1, that is artificial variable, by x1. So here the basic variables get x1, x2, and we are not performing the any operation for a1 and a2. Okay. So here, so in this phase we are removing all the artificial variables, because here we are replacing this a2 by x2 and a1 by x1. So here the artificial variable, that is a1 and a2, are eliminated, and we replace a1 and a2 variables by x1 and x2. So phase 1 is completed, go to the phase 2. So in the phase 2, we have the max z is equal to minus x1 minus x2, and here the x1 is equal to minus 1 and x2 is equal to minus 1. So that the CB, that is cost for x1 and x2, is a minus 1. So in the previous table, the cost for x1 and x2 is what? 0 and 0. But in the phase 2, we are considering our objective function, and by using this objective function, we have the x1 equal to minus 1 and x2 is equal to minus 1. Check here in this table. So this is our updated table. Here we are removing all the artificial variables, and the basic variable cost is a minus 1 and minus 1. Okay, so x1 cost is what? Minus 1, and x2 cost is what? Minus 1 also. And here also I am writing minus 1 0 0, because x1 and x2 having the cost value is a minus 1 and minus 1, and for the surplus variable s1 and s2 is as it is 0 0. So zj, find out the zj minus 1. How to find out zj? 1 into minus 1 plus 0 into minus 1. So here we get minus 1. Again 0 into minus 1 plus 1 into minus 1. So we get minus 1. Again minus 7 by 13 into minus 1. So we get 7 by 13 plus minus 1 by 13 into minus 1. So after performing this operation, we get a 6 by 13 here. And similarly for S2, 1 into 13 into minus 1 plus minus 2 divided by 13 into minus 1. So here we get a 1 by 13. After finding the Zj value, find out the Zj minus Cj. So minus 1 minus 1, so we get 0, 0, 6 by 13 and 1 by 13. So here in the Zj minus Cj, there is a no negative element. Okay, all the values are positive. If you are getting here the minus 6 by 13, so again we have to perform. So this is so we have to perform the row and column operation for this equation. So most negative elements is become what? Minus 6 by 13. So this is a most negative element. Find out the column and row values, lying element, perform the equations. Okay, like this. But here in the Zj minus Cj, we are getting all the values are in the form of a positive value. There is a no negative element. Okay, so here we get the optimal solution. All the Zj minus Cj is greater than equal to 0. So it means that there is a no negative term. Hence we get the optimal solution. So for the optimal solution, the x1 is what? The cost value for right hand side is what? 21 by 13 for the x1, and for the x2 the cost value of the right hand side is what? 10 by 13. Okay, or what is our minimum? What is our objective function? Previous. Okay, so minimize z is equal to x1 plus x2. So we get the minimum cost value is a 31 divided by 13. So this is our optimal solution for this objective function x1 plus x2. Minimize objective function x1 plus x2. So here we solved our linear programming problem by using two-phase method. Phase 1, in the phase 1 we are removing all the artificial variables, and in the phase 2 we get the optimal solution. Thank you.